Hi, I'm Chanel with Adorn Ministries, and I have a quick equipping word for you. The other day, my son and I decided we wanted to go get something to eat. And so we have different tastes in food. So we decided we needed to go someplace that had variety. So he said, let's go to Golden Corral. I said, okay, that's cool. So we go to Golden Corral and we get in there, and there were so many things to choose from. So I grabbed my first plate. I went to the salad bar, and, I'm piling on salad. And on my way back, I saw baked fish. I saw baked chicken. I saw fried chicken. I saw fried fish. They had some prime rib, steak and shrimp. And so I grabbed a few pieces of shrimp and kept on going back to my seat. But on my way to my seat, I saw cabbage and I saw greens, and oh my goodness, I saw green beans. And I said, oh, gotta come back. So I grabbed another plate, and I grabbed the cabbage and the green beans and the greens and some mashed potatoes. And but I had no more room. So I'm like, oh my goodness, let me go. Of course, I saw something else. On my way back to my seat the second time, I saw rolls. Now, everybody that knows me know I'm not supposed to have gluten, and either is my son. But we happen to see him, and I'm like, look, we can splurge a little bit because we stay, strictly to our diet. So I went ahead and got some rolls. Well, when we got back to our seat, when I got finished, I looked at my plate, and I had more food on my plate than I actually ate. Do you know that's sometimes what we do in life? We have so many things to choose from, so many things going on in our life, and we just pack up our plate. Oh, I got to be here. Let me put this on here. The kids got to be at, school for something. Let me put that on here. Oh, my friend needs me to do her hair. I need to put this on here. Oh, I got to go to the store and do some shopping. I got to put that on here. And I got church. Got to put that in the center. Oh, and I got to have a relationship with God. Oh, man. Now I got to go home and deal with the kids. Oh, I'm married. I got to deal with my husband. So here we are with this plate full of stuff in our lives, and what happens? We don't end up doing half the things that we put on our plate. I found this out early in ministry. I was in full-time ministry 7 days a week, believe it or not. Starting on Monday from 9 a.m., I had 7 days a prayer where every day at 9 o'clock, 7 days a week, we meet for prayer. And from after that, I might run home and grab a little bite to eat, put on dinner, and have to be back because I've got meetings, and I was teaching a class on Thursday mornings, and my kids, and then I'd have rehearsals on Wednesday. I'd have, praise team rehearsal, and I'd have choir rehearsal. And then on Thursday we had to be at church, and Tuesday night was Bible study, and Friday was my play day. So if I had a play that was coming up, or we had another dance we had to do, I'd get all that out the way. And then on Saturday I had a community choir, and I had a praise team, I had a youth praise team and a choir, and at one point I had a youth choir. And then not to mention Sunday morning and Sunday night. And there were days even on Sundays that I was so extended that we would leave church at 1:30, head over to another church and sing at 2, walk out as soon as we finished singing, jump back on the van and drive 2-3 hours somewhere else to go sing. So we were overextended until I found myself burnt out. Just stressed out. And I can remember times where I would get home and throw the kids through the shower, get their clothes laid out, and just sit on the bed and say, I just need to lay down for a few minutes. And I'd wake up, it's 1 or 2 o'clock, my clothes still on, lights still on, and guess what? I had to stop and ask some questions. So I'm crying before God. God, I don't understand what's happening. God, I don't understand why I'm just feeling this way. And he said to me, Chanel, life is not a buffet. Go in there and get the trash can, open it up, and scrape some of that stuff off of your plate. And I was like, but God, you said I can do all things through Jesus Christ that strengthens me. He said, I did, and I meant that, but only the things that I have ordained. He said, anything that you do that's outside of my will, he said, you're operating on your own strength. He said, when I have anointed you to do something, and every task that you have, I give you strength. But everything else outside of my will, you're operating on your own strength. So I had to go home and sit down and take the agenda of my life and begin to prioritize everything. Is this a necessity? Do I have to do this? Do I have to go to this choir, concert they're having? And, maybe one of my friends and, hey, Chanel, come to my church. And, I remember one time I told a young lady, I said, listen, I got to preach in the morning. I got to dance and sing. I said, so I need to rest myself so I'll be able to give everything to God. And guess what? Saying no felt good. Yeah, I know she didn't like it, but she understood. She said, you know what? It's finally time that you put yourself on the roster. And I did. And I want to admonish you to do the same thing. Whether you're a single parent, whether you're in ministry, whether you just have everyday life and you have a marriage, whatever it is, make sure that you begin to prioritize everything. You know, even with my parents will call me and still to this day and say, hey, I got something I want to talk to you about. And if I'm tired, I say, listen, I am exhausted. Is it something we need to deal with now? Or if it's something that we can wait till tomorrow? Oh, we can wait till tomorrow. Good. I just want to make sure you're okay. We'll deal with it tomorrow. I need to deal with it when I'm fresh and I can think clearly. And guess what? Because I've done that, I've saw a shift in my whole life. I'm rested. I can think clearer. And that's what I want to encourage you to do. This message is for, leaders and anybody in general. But to say, listen, pastors, you don't have to overextend yourself. I used to do that. Running all day and every day and over here and to this, anniversary and to this. And then I found out I can send a love offering. And hey, God even made it easier for us now. There's Giveify and Afy and all these other things. So if you cannot make it, don't push yourself. Rest yourself. Because guess what? It's a sad thing to lose your leader. Because guess what? They find somebody else to take your place. So take care of you now. Love on you today. Saying no, hard. But sometimes it's the best thing you can do. Because there will only be one you that lives today. All right, guys, that was your equipping word. I pray that you take heed and get ready to see the best days, for they're ahead of you. God bless you. Bye-bye.